Hello, beloved. I want to thank you so much for coming back to my channel today. If today is your first time, I do want to welcome you. On today's episode, we will be taking it step by step as usual. I hope that you will enjoy the making today. May God richly bless you, and remember that life without Jesus Christ is lifeless. Until next time, please keep watching.
Hello everyone, I want to thank you so much for coming back to my channel today. If today is your first time, I want to welcome you. I hope everybody is doing great today. On today's episode, I'm going to show you how I prepare my delicious turkey stew recipe. This recipe is very simple to make, and so as the ingredients. First of all, what I've done with this turkey is that I have cleaned it very well, as you can see. So the first thing I'm going to do is to season the turkey, okay? And over here, I have blended ginger, garlic, and some onions in this blender, okay? In addition to the seasoning, I'm going to be adding my ground clove, my black pepper and garlic powder. I'm also going to add my Knorr chicken bouillon seasoning. I'll add a little bit of paprika, and finally rosemary. I'm going to go ahead and pour everything in here and have it simmer down and cook for me, and then when I'm done with that, I'm going to fry the turkey and then add it to the tomato sauce. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. I will take it step by step. Once again, may God richly bless you. Please keep watching. So I have my oven on medium heat, and I'm just going to simply pour a little bit of this ginger blended mix, okay? Also adding a little bit of my garlic and black pepper powder. All of this will give the food very nice flavor. So that is the reason, okay? If you don't have what I have, please feel free and add any trusted seasoning of your choice, okay? If you like, you can add a little bit of salt, but I'm just gonna allow this to cook. If I feel like I need to add a little bit of salt, I'll do that. Majority of this seasoning contains salt, so the salt should also be to your taste. But if I feel like it's a need, I'll add a little bit. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna leave it to cook, okay? As you can see, the turkey is cooking beautifully, so I'm just going to give it a little stir for the seasoning to incorporate nicely with the rest of the turkey. And then I'm just going to cover it back up again for it to finish cooking for me. Like I said, at this point you can taste it. If you want to add a little bit more salt to your turkey, you can. If not, you can just leave it as it is and have it finish cooking, okay? So next we are going to move on to making the tomato sauce. And in making the tomato sauce, here I have poured in my oil, and I have about half a cup of oil in here. Depending on the quantity that you're making, measure your oil accordingly, okay? If it's more tomato sauces that you're making, you need more oil. If it's little, then you need very little oil. So here, depending on the amount of tomatoes that I'm using half a cup. Here I am using this can petite cut tomato diced, okay? I have blended that here in the blender. I like it blended, so I just went ahead to blend it. If you don't want to blend it, please leave it diced, okay? I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of my tomato paste. Also, I'll be adding a little bit of my curry powder. Here I'll be adding a little bit of my turmeric, and also here I have blended some ginger, onions, habanero pepper, and some fresh tomatoes, okay? So this is it. And this is the onions I'll be using. So the next thing I'll be doing right now is to go ahead and fry the turkey. This is a turkey stew, so you want all the flavors from the turkey, okay? So the two things I'll be adding to this stew is that I'll be frying the turkey in the oil and make sure that I have all the flavor in the turkey. And also I'll be using the turkey broth from the turkey which I cooked. So that is what I'm doing right now, just placing the turkey in the oil and then frying it a little bit. So I'm going to allow this side to cook, and after that side has cooked, I'm going to turn it around and have the other side also cook. And then we're going to remove them from the stove and then move on with making the tomato sauce. So if you're wondering why I didn't deep fry the turkey but rather shallow frying, is because I'm going to use the same oil to make my tomato sauce. And like I said, I want all the flavors from the turkey. So that is the reason. If not, if I wasn't going to use the same oil for the tomato sauce, I would have deep fried it, okay? So here is our fried turkey. I'm going to move on to start with the tomato sauce. I want to show you something really quickly, okay? See all the stuff in this oil is packed with the flavor of turkey right now, okay? So that is how you want your oil to be after you finish frying your turkey, or whether you are using chicken or whatever meat of your choice. So I'm just going to pour the oil, I'm just going to pour the onions in here and give it a very nice stir. I'm going to allow it to be translucent, and then I'm going to move on to adding the additional ingredients. So here I'm just going to add 4 tablespoons of my tomato paste. And then give it a good stir. Or you can use the entire can if you like. That's it. So let's go ahead and stir it in. At this point, you want to lower your heat a little bit because you don't want your sauces to burn, okay? You want it to cook nicely but not burn. So go ahead and lower it a little bit. I'm going to have this cook for about 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and add in the additional ingredients. Please keep watching as I do that. So right now I'll be adding all the additional tomato sauces. So this is the fresh tomato blend that I blended earlier on. Just stir everything in. And this is the diced canned tomatoes that I just blended not too long ago. So I'm just going to allow all the tomato sauces to cook together. Let's give it about 20 minutes. When you see that the oil in the stew has begun to surface on top of the tomato stew and has simmered down, that is how you know that your tomato sauces are cooked. Okay, so let's allow it to cook. So at this point, I'm just going to cover it up. Have it cook. So really quickly, before I cover the tomato sauces to cook, as you can see, I still have a little bit of the tomatoes inside the blender. I don't want to wash it away, okay? I'm gonna add the turkey broth, okay? The turkey broth contains all the seasoning and the flavor from the turkey. So I'm just gonna add it to the blender, and then I'm just gonna wash the remaining tomato sauce from the blender and just pour it in there, okay? So if you do this, you don't have to add additional seasoning to your stew. Otherwise, the salt will probably overpower the stew, which you don't want that, okay? Sometimes sometimes the broth contains enough salt to cook your stew. So here I'm just adding the additional broth from the turkey and have it cook the tomato sauce, okay? Had to do all this before finally covering the tomato sauce to cook. So this will simmer down, and when it does, give it about 20 to 25 minutes, and then we'll come back and check up on it. Just keep watching as we do that. Hello everyone, I want to thank you all so much for staying tuned and learning how to make this delicious recipe. As you saw, the making was very simple. Should you have any questions, please leave them down below for me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Also, do not forget to subscribe and share this video with friends and loved ones. There is a subscription button down below, a red button, and also there is a notification button on your app right hand side corner on the top. If you click on it, each time I upload, you'll be able to see the video. Once again, I want to thank you so much for staying tuned. May God richly bless you. Until next time, bye for now. Turkey stew recipe.